Hello, everybody. My name is Teacher Salah Din. I'm part of AL-WATIN group, and this is English course, reading and listening. In this course, we're going to be reading multiple stories for learning new vocabularies and comprehension texts. Okay. Now, if I want to talk about reading and listening, I should emphasize that reading and listening is the key skills to acquisition any new language. Reading and listening is the most important skills in acquisition a new language. Okay, so because when I read and listen, I'm gaining new words. I'm gaining new words on the daily basis. Also, when I read, I can take notes. I can write notes down. Also, reading and listening is a type of activity that you can do whenever you want. You can do on your own, by yourself. You can do in a group. But I want to emphasize that reading should be in groups. In groups is better because we learn from our mistakes and other people's mistakes. Okay. And reading also help you to become more familiar with the language. Familiar, right? More familiar with the language. All right. So today we're gonna take a short story. Before starting with that story, we need to learn some vocabulary that's gonna occur in the text. So we need to know the meaning and solve this kind of puzzle thing. It's so vocabulary is on the left and the definition is on the right. All right. So anybody who can work with me can send the chat, or don't send the chat, just open your mic if you know the answer of the first one. The prosecution. The prosecution. Prosecution. هو مصطلح له علاقة بالمحاكم. It has to do with courts and charging people and so on. Does anybody know what the prosecution is? Prosecution هو المدعي العام أو الادعاء. Prosecution الادعاء. Okay, which is D. The lawyers who try to show that someone is guilty. The lawyers who try to show that someone is guilty. Prosecution الادعاء المدعي. Okay, هم المحامين. Okay. سوري الادعاء هو جهة الادعاء وليس المدعي. هم المحامين اللي بيحاولوا يظهروا شخص انه مذنب. The lawyers who try to show that someone is guilty. So one is D. Two, anybody? To charge someone with something. To charge here is not charging your phone. It's charge someone with something. Okay. So to charge is to hold someone accountable. Hold someone accountable, or to say that this person did that thing. You know, I want to charge you with stealing.
B.
Which one do you think, Zahra?
B.
B, exactly. So to charge someone with something is to say that someone broke the law. انك انت بتحكي انه الشخص هذا خرق القانون. To charge someone with something. Charge حكينا charge اللي هو توجيه التهم. To charge someone توجه التهمة إلى أحد. معناها أو the definition to say that someone broke the law. A galaxy. A galaxy نعرفها حتى بالعربي بنستخدم galaxy. A galaxy ايش تتوقع الجواب؟
F هجم. Teacher F.
F. A long metal thing. المجرة إشي حديدي. With glass. المجرة فيها زجاج. مش F. بس الحمد لله إنه اشتغل المايك، يعني هاي خبرية كويسة مؤمن. أهلا وسهلا. Okay, think guys, think. A galaxy. المجرة إيش فيها؟
G.
B to
G.
C.
G.
G. Good job. G. A system of millions of stars. نظام بملايين النجوم. Galaxy. A system of millions of stars. 4. A telescope. What's a telescope? Which one do you think?
F.
F. Good job. A long metal thing with glass at one end, which people use to look at the star. A long metal thing, okay, شيء معدني طويل, with glass at the end, which people use to look at the stars. Okay, هو يعني مجسم حديدي طويل فيه زجاج بآخره بيستخدموه الناس للنظر للزجاج للنجوم. A particle accelerator. A particle accelerator.
A.
A particle accelerator.
No.
What do you think?
A.
A. Good job. A particle accelerator, a large machine that does physics experiments with particles, the smallest pieces that everything is made of. هاي تعريف البارتيكلز. انتبهوا. ايش هي البارتيكلز؟ The smallest pieces that everything is made of. البارتيكلز اللي هي الذرات او الجزيئات، ومعناها هي الاجسام البسيطه اللي كل شيء مصنوع منها، واحنا بنعرف كل شيء بالحياه مصنوع من ذرات. a particle accelerator اللي هو الجهاز اللي بيعمل تجارب فيزيائيه على الذرات. ماشين تعمل تجارب فيزيائيه على الذرات، وظيفتها بالضبط هي تسريع الجزيئات، ممكن طريقه الطرد المركزي، تسريع الجزيئات. accelerator اللي هي مسارع الجزيئات، من accelerator مسارع الجزيئات. 6. guilty معناها مذنب. ايش تتوقعوا مذنب؟
C.
C. Good job. Responsible for breaking a law. Guilty. مذنب. Responsible for breaking the law. مسؤول عن خرق القانون. مذنب. Good job. To twinkle. حتى في أغنية بغنوها للأطفال. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, which means to shine. يعني إنه إشي يلمع أو يتوهج.
E.
E. Where is E? A particle of light. No. Twinkle يعني شيء يلمع أو يتوهج. يلمع يعني. Twinkle, twinkle. H. To change from bright to less bright and back again. Okay. To change from bright to less bright and back again. هو التغير من bright الساطع to less bright أقل سطوعا. ولاحظوا شو بيحكي and back again برجع ساطع وأقل سطوعا. يتلألأ يتوهج يعني يلمع. Okay. To change from bright to less bright and back again. Like stars seems to do when we look at them. يعني زي ما بيبين على النجوم لما نطلع عليهم بتحس انه بتنخفض التوهج تبعته، بعدين بتصير اقوى، بتنخفض وبتقوى. Twinkle. A photon اللي هي ما ظل غيرها.
E.
E. A particle of light. جزيء الضوء او ذرة الضوء هي photon. A particle of light. Okay, guys. So those vocabularies are gonna help us with our text today, with our story. We're gonna read a story, everybody together. All right, guys. And yeah, don't worry about reading so perfectly today. Today I want to have a feel of how good is your reading. And it's kind of like a test. So in next lectures, I know what stories to bring, easier or harder story. Okay, so guys, don't worry. We're gonna use a method in reading, which is when I ask someone to read, they can keep reading until they make one mistake. Okay, when you make a mistake, you have to stop and let someone else read. Okay, it's like a game, so don't worry about it. All right, guys. So باختصار بدنا نبلش قراءة هلا. طريقة القراءة راح تكون أنا بطلب من حدا يبلش يقرأ، بظل يقرأ لحد ما يغلط غلط بالقراءة، بس يغلط غلط بنصلح له غلطه وبنطلب من شخص ثاني يقرأ. اوكي اوكي احنا بعدنا مرحلة البري ريدنج ما قبل القراءة، اخذنا مفردات راح تكون معنا. هلا بدنا نبلش على النص. First star I see tonight. اوكي براءة، شو رأيك عن ايش ممكن تكون تحكي القصة؟
يعني ضوء الليل، يعني بداية الأضواء في الليلة.
اوكي
هيك يعني القراءة في الليل.
اوكي حاولي احكي بالانجليزي شو ما كان. براءة
آه، والله بالنسبة للحديث الإنجليزي أستاذ بده تحضير يعني مسبق صراحة.
مش مشكلة، اعطيني حتى لو كلمات، بدي كلمات ما بدي جمل، لو كلمات عن شو رأيك القصة بتحكي بكلمات بالإنجليش.
ستارز
اوكي ستارز حلو.
and
ما في مشكلة، فكري. زهرة
Yes, teacher.
شو رأيك عن ايش تحكي القصة؟ What do you think the story is about?
The first star I see tonight, I see one star in the sky.
Okay good.
Yes.
And again
And
كلمات تقدري تعبري. Galaxy maybe it talks about
I can see the
Mhm.
star in telescope or everything. I don't know
Okay,
what
good
to
job.
say.
مؤمن شو رأيك عن ايش تحكي القصة؟ مؤمن اوكي مؤمن واضح ان المحاضرة هاي عنده مشكلة بالمايك. مش مشكلة، ان شاء الله انها بتنحل من المحاضرة الجاي. So I can see the title عنوان القصة First star I see tonight. First star I see tonight. أول نجم أراه الليلة. أول نجم أراه الليلة. تمام. First star I see tonight. When I look at the picture, I think it talks about galaxies, stars, maybe astronauts, maybe traveling to space, maybe visiting the moon, maybe it talks about telescopes. You know, some ideas that may cross my mind when I see the picture. Okay, now let's start reading, guys. Miss Bara, can you start reading? Dr. Thomas.
yes.
الغلط اللي ما راح نحاسب عليه اللي هو الأسماء. Okay, الأسماء.
Yes.
Go.
Dr. Thomas Stray looked around the control room at his team of scientists
Okay,
and
stop. Okay, his team of scientists. Okay, scientists. علماء. زهرة كملي من عند scientists.
And engineers. He was excited and invited but he tired to
Stop.
seem climb.
But stop. But he tried. But he tried. Okay. Momin, can you read? Okay. براءة. من عند but he.
Yes. But he tired to seem claim in a few
Stop.
minutes they
Calm.
may
Okay.
calm. عفوا اللام مسكنة لا تلفظ.
Yes. Calm.
Calm. If you
Continue.
in a few minutes they might start to discover something amazing how the universe began.
Okay. Stop. Okay. So كونه احنا عددنا قليل اللي بيغلط بالفقرة ما بيكمل. اوكي. مش بالسطر صعب نضل نحول. اوكي. ف براءة ارجعي اقرأي لنا الفقرة من الأول لو سمحتي.
Yes. Dr. Tom's Stryer looked around the control room at his team of scientists and engineers. He was excited and frightened about he tired to same come in a few minutes they might start to discover something amazing how the universe began.
Good job. Stop. All right. So I'm going to read it again. Okay. Let's underline some of the words. Dr. Thomas Strayer looked around the control room at his team of scientists and engineers. He was excited and frightened, but he tried to seem calm. In a few minutes, they might start to discover something amazing, how the universe began. Okay? So, today's vocabularies, new vocabularies, guys. Excited. Excited is تحمس. Excited. Frightened. Frightened. مرعوب. خائف جدا. Calm. بنلاحظ ال ساكن. Calm. 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 هادئ. In a few minutes, they might start to discover. Discover. يكتشف. Okay. Something amazing. How the universe began. Okay. So, الفقرة الأولى انتهت. زهرة لو سمحتي الفقرة الثانية.
Yes, teacher. He looked out of the window at the beautiful blue summer sky and tired to breathe slowly. Already he said he passed.
Stop.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Zahra. Okay. He looked out of the window at the beautiful blue summer sky and tried.
Right, yes.
Tried. الماضي من try. حاول. Tried.
How, yes.
Okay. Yes. Try to breathe. Breathe
slowly.
Breathe. with يعني العربي موجود عندنا الحرف الذال. Breathe slowly. Okay. Continue Zahra. Breathe يتنفس.
Yes. Ready, he said he pressed the first button and the complicated computer and machine come to life.
Okay, stop. Ready, he said. بالقصص لما في أي إشي بين علامات اقتباس بدك تعرف إنه مش كاتب القصة الحاكي، شخصية بالقصة حكته. فهون هو بلش زي حوار بالقصة نفسها الكاتب. تمام؟ فأي إشي بين اقتباس بكون على لسان الشخصية. اوكي؟ اللي هي الشخصية اللي بلش حكي عنها دكتور توماس. اوكي؟ So, ready, he said. قال ready. He pressed the first button, زر, button, and the complicated, معقد, complicated computers and machines. Guys, watch the S at the end. So this is plural, okay? Watch the S, please. When you read, you need to see that this is plural. Computers and machines came, ماضي come, came to life. Sat, he said. He pressed the second button and switched. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys supposed to read. مين قرأ آخر إشي يقرأ غيره.
أنا قرأت أكمل أو
كملي يس كملي سوري أنت قرأتي بس هاي أوكي.
he said he pressed the second button and switched on the large particle accelerator that lie under the towns and fields of Switzerland. Okay.
Good job. Continue.
Go, he said, and exactly 12 o'clock he pressed the final button.
Good job. Continue.
For a second he felt as if he was blind because everything went completely black. Thomas shuddered in shock, but the lights were already on again. That wasn't part of his plan. He had no idea what has just happened.
Okay, stop. Good job. That's not a bad reading at all. Okay, let me read it again and mark the vocabularies. Okay, set, he said. He pressed the second button and switched on the large particle accelerator that lay under the towns and fields of Switzerland. Okay, towns, مدن, fields, حقول. Okay, go, he said, and at exactly 12 o'clock, he pressed the final button. For a second, he felt as if he was blind, أعمى, because everything went completely black. Thomas shouted in shock, but the lights were already on again. That was no part of his plan. He had no idea what had just happened. All right, Bara?
Yes. Everybody check the stems.
Okay, Bara.
Yes.
بس ثانية لما بنقرأ قصة حكينا أي إشي بين علامات اقتباس بده يكون على لسان الشخصية. فلما بدك تحكي على لسان الشخصية بدك تنتبهي على علامات الاستفهام. علامة تعجب في بالآخر. أوكي، فعلامة التعجب exclamation mark تحكي عن تعجب أو يعني شعور خارج عن العادة. فهو اقتباس بدك تحاولي تحكي زيه. أوكي، تحكي everybody check the systems. Go. You can read, Bara.
Yes. Everybody check the systems. He order, but nothing is made to be wrong with them. The articles was wrong.
Good job. Stop. Everybody, check the systems. He ordered. He ordered زي he said بس يعني أمرهم. Dr. Thomas, everybody check the systems. الكل يتفقد الأنظمة. He ordered. but nothing seemed to be wrong. Seemed يبدو عليه يبدو على. Nothing seemed to be wrong. Wrong خطأ أو خلل. Nothing seemed to be wrong with them. The particle accelerator المسرع accelerator was working perfectly من perfect بشكل perfect بشكل تام بشكل تمام. Okay, continue براءة.
Thomas said his assistants look outside. She sounded afraid. Sounded afraid.
Mm-hmm.
The particle, the perfect summer's day of 5 minutes ago had gone. Instead, the sky was darker than the blackest night. But that wasn't the worst thing. The sun wasn't free, and the moon and the stars were also gone.
Gone. Okay, good job. Stop. Thomas, said his assistant, look outside. She sounded afraid. Sounded مبين على صوتها يعني. She sounded afraid. Afraid خايفة. قالت له توماس look outside. طلع برا. She sounded afraid. The perfect summer's day. اوكي اهلا وسهلا سارة. قراءة عندنا سارة. بعد المحاضرة بعمل لك مقدمة عن طريقتنا ان شاء الله كيف راح يكون الفصل. خلينا بس نكمل قراءة مع سوا سارة. اوكي. All right. The perfect summer's day of 5 minutes ago had gone. Instead, بدلا من ذلك أو عوضا عن ذلك, the sky was darker than the blackest night. Blackest, superlative adjective. Blackest, أسود إشي, أكثر إشي سوادا. أكثر إشي سوادا. Blackest. But that wasn't the worst thing. Worst. حكينا هو الأسوأ. That wasn't the worst thing. The sun wasn't there. There. And the moon and stars were also gone. All right. Sarah, can you read? And people? Okay. Zahra, can you read?
Yes, teacher. Where people shooting and screaming, they started calling their females on the telephone because they were afraid they had all gone too. Thomas felt as if it was hard to breathe, but counted to 10 and tried to breathe slowly. He sat at the main computer and started reading the information and numbers from his experiment, but he couldn't find anything to explain what was happening. He ran out of the exit with the rest of his team. Unitedly, they were all outside the building.
All right. Good job, Bara.
زهرة.
People were shouting. Shouting, not shooting. Shooting, double O. Shouting, يصرخون. Shouting and screaming, برضو يصرخون. They started calling their families, جمع family, on the telephone because they were afraid they had all gone too. Thomas felt as if it was hard to breathe. But he counted. من count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count. يعد. Counted to 10 and tried to breathe slowly. He sat at the main computer and started reading the information and numbers from his experiment, but he couldn't find anything to explain what was happening. He ran out of the exit with the rest of his team until they were all outside the building. Okay, good job, guys. Sarah, can you read?
Teacher.
Yes, Momin.
Teacher. مشي حال. مرحبا.
Okay.
Everybody. Hello everybody. أنا رجعت على التليفون لحتى مشي حال.
يلا بسيطة. Hello.
Okay. I'm so sorry. ما حسنت افتح اللابتوب.
It's okay. No problem.
Okay. I will start.
From...
I'm ready. Everyone else in the building was outside, frightened and confused. They were using the screens and lights on their mobile phones to see Peter. Several people got in their cars and turned on the lights. They drove to the entrance to make a small array of light for everybody to stand together. The street lights turned on, but most people were still afraid.
Good job. Okay, you can
continue.
stop. No, stop.
I'm so sorry because
no problem. Good reading, man. Good reading. Okay. So guys, انتم شايفين كيف من القراءة في يعني نتعلم من أخطاء بعض وبنفس الوقت مشاكل كل حدا بالقراءة مختلفة. في ناس عندها مشكلة بأحرف معينة، أحرف علة، فالكل ينتبه على قراءة الزملاء وعلى قراءتي. اوكي.
I'm so sorry teacher. بتمنى انه كل درس قبل ما نبلش اي درس بس الاحرف الصوتيه، لان نحن مثلا كنا مغتربين بالسويد، الاحرف الصوتيه السويديه بتختلف عن الانجليزي مثلا، او مثلا هلا بنتعلم لغه التركيه، فانا بتمنى اذا في مجال لمده دقيقتين بس الاحرف الصوتيه مشان احنا بس يعني ريبيت.
مشان نو بروبلم. يعني هي الاحرف الصوتيه راح تيجي معك من القراءه. دونت وري، من قراءتي وقراءتك راح نوصل
اكزاكت. نسمع انت الاكسنت اللي بتقرا فيه تيتشر.
اكيد. وانا يعني من بعد اليوم لما اعرف مستواك ومستوى الكل بصير احدد النص من قبل وابعث لكم اياه قبل حتى تتدربوا عليه وتكون قراءتنا اسلس بالمحاضره ونعرف نحل الاسئله. ف don't worry, it's all covered. Okay, let me just start reading. Everyone else in the building was outside. Outside عكس inside يعني بالخارج. outside. Everyone else in the building was outside, frightened and confused. Confused, مرتبك, ملبك, محتار. They were using the screens and lights on their mobile phones to see better. Better, أفضل. Several people got in their cars and turned on the lights. They drove to the entrance, مدخل. They drove to the entrance to make a small area of light for everybody to stand together. The street lights turned on, but most people were still afraid. خايف. Okay, good job, Mu'min. Zahra,
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Then, almost 20 minutes after Thomas had start the particle, I don't know, the accelerator?
Accelerator.
Accelerator. Okay.
Exactly. Accelerator.
Accelerator. Okay. The sun was in the sky again. It was warm and yellow, and the black sky turned blue again. Everyone started laughing and dancing around, and Thomas felt as if he could breathe normally again.
Good job. Good job. قراءتك ممتازة. بتحاولي تعملي صوت قصة واختلاف بالنبرات. حلو كثير. Good job. Then, almost 20 minutes after Thomas had started the particle accelerator, the sun was in the sky again. It was warm and yellow, and the black sky turned blue again. Everyone started laughing and dancing around, and Thomas felt as if he could breathe normally again. Okay, but later, hours later, okay. Yes.
تكمل. But later, hours later, when
hours.
Okay.
Silent. Yes.
Hours. When the real night began, no one was happy because although the moon rose again, there were no stars in the sky at all.
Good job. Thank you. Okay. اللي كان يقرأ براءة ولا زهرة؟
زهراء.
Okay. But later, hours later, when the real night began, no one was happy because although the moon rose again, there were no stars in the sky at all. There were no stars in the sky at all. Okay. Bara, can you read, please?
Yes. No one wanted to know what Thomas' work was. Act usually about. They don't care what the practical later was for. What did that matter? All they cared about was what he'd happened after he trained the machine on. He had stolen all the stars, or that's what the newspaper said. And when they made him go to the international criminal court, they carted him with the staying the stars. Stars.
Good job, Bala. Stop. Okay. No one wanted to know what Thomas' work was actually about. They didn't care what the particle accelerator was for. What did that matter? All they cared about was what had happened after he turned the machine on. He had stolen all the stars, or that's what the newspaper said. And when they made him go to the International Criminal Court, they charged him with stealing the stars. Criminal, الجرمية أو الإجرامية. Charged, وجه التهم. to say that someone broke the law. Stealing, سرقة. Particle, جزيئات. Okay, good. مؤمن.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
I will start.
Okay. من عند توماس.
Thomas said, I'm not guilty. Well, if you didn't style the stars, Dr. Strayer said the lawyer for the production. What did you do?
Okay. Stop. Good job. Stop. خلينا نعيدها. Good job. Thomas said, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. Guilty, مذنب. بيحكي أنا مش مذنب. I'm not guilty. Well, ننتبه إنه بين هاي من هون لهون بين اقتباس. فبدنا نحكي كأنه شخصية. Well, if you didn't steal the stars, Dr. Strayer, said the lawyer for the prosecution. Prosecution, الادعاء. محامي الادعاء, prosecution, lawyer of the prosecution. What did you do? If you are asking about my work, said Thomas, we didn't do anything. We showed that the machine was working. That's all. I'm sorry. Moment. From here. Read. Woman. Okay. براءة.
Yes.
Read.
من وين أستاذ؟
If you are asking.
If you are asking about my work, said Thomas, we didn't do anything. We showed that the machine was working. That's all.
That's all.
All.
Okay.
Taking the stars from the sky seems like nothing to you. The lawyer looked around at the people in the court. No one here would think it's nothing. No one in the world would think it's night.
Okay. Good job. All right. Taking the stars from the sky seems like nothing to you. The lawyer looked around at the people in the court. Court? محكمة. No one here would think it's nothing. No one in the world would think it's nothing. Okay. Zahra?
Yes, teacher. That's not what they meant, said Thomas, but I can't tell you this. When the machine started, there were suddenly no photos in the test room. What
Continue.
photos? What photons? Where aren't all scientists?
زهرة لاحظي سؤالين ورا بعض بدك تعملي صوت سؤال.
What photons?
What photons?
Okay. We aren't all scientists here. Speak simple English, Dr. Sentry.
All right. Good job. That's okay. That's not what I meant. Meant ماضي mean يقصد يعني. That's not what I meant. مش هيك كان قصدي, said Thomas. But I can tell you this. When the machine started, there were suddenly فجأة, there were suddenly no photons in the test room. احكي له لما اشتغلت الماكينة فجأة بطل في photons بالتست روم. شو رد عليه المحامي؟ قال له What? Photons? We aren't all scientists here. احنا مش علماء هون. Speak simple English, Dr. Strayer. احكي بإنجليزي بسيط يا دكتور. Continue.
Light, said Thomas. For just a moment, it was as if there was no light in our laboratory. Then we saw it was also dark outside. Until the light become normal again.
All right, good job. Light. بعد ما حكى له احكي انجليزي بسيط, شو photons? Light. Photons is light. قال له توماس light. Light, said Thomas. For just a moment, it was as if there was no light in our laboratory. Laboratory. مختبر. Laboratory. Then we saw it was also dark outside until the light became normal again. Okay, Zahra?
Yes, teacher. Normal, Dr.
Strayer.
It was normal when the lawyer checked
Wasn't.
Okay. It wasn't normal when the lawyer checked these notes. The sun went out for exactly 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Perhaps we can't say the rest of the day was normal, but the night hasn't been normal ever since, has it? Thomas looked sad.
Okay, let me read again. Normal, Dr. Strayer? Normal, Dr. Strayer? It wasn't normal. It wasn't normal when the sun, هاي ايش بحكي لك انه تكمله, يعني من هون بلش الاقتباس. It wasn't normal, من هون بلش ومن هون كمان اقتباس. It wasn't normal when the sun went out for exactly 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Perhaps we can say the rest of the day was normal, but the night hasn't been normal ever since, has it? Okay, continue, Bara.
Zahra, كمل.
كان يقول كمل.
Thomas looked sad. I know, but you must believe me. I didn't do anything that could have taken the stars from the sky.
Good job, stop. ولا خطأ ما شاء الله. Thomas looked sad. I know, but you must believe me. I didn't do anything that could have taken the stars from the sky. يعني مش معقول أنا سويت إشي وأخفى النجوم من السماء. All right. Sad, حزين. Okay. Continue. Continue, please.
Me, sir?
Yes.
Awesome. So, are you saying you didn't steal the star from us? Said the lawyer.
Stop.
No. Okay.
Stop. Okay, guys. هاي الجملة ما في مجال إن بعدنا بنخطأ فيها. Okay. Said. Everybody. Said. Said the lawyer. الكاميرا فاتحة زهراء. كاميرتك ديري بالي. Okay. Said. So, are you saying you didn't steal the stars from us? Said the lawyer.
No, I didn't. Oh,
Okay, continue.
No, I didn't steal them, Thomas said.
Good job. Next, براءة.
Yes. You just made it so that we can't see them anymore. After a long pause, Thomas spoke. Yes, he said, how is that any different? The liar asked.
Okay, stop. After a long pause, not pause. S here sound like Z, pause. After a long pause, Thomas spoke. Yes, he said. How's that any different? The lawyer asked. Okay, continue.
Thomas didn't have an answer. Not one anyone would understand anyway. And if they understood it, they wouldn't believe him. He said he had an idea, but it would take years to prove it.
Continue.
Instead, he changed his mind and said, I'm guilty.
معي براءة. Guilty.
Yes, sir, guilty.
All right. Good job. Thomas didn't have an answer. Not one anyone would understand anyway. And if they understood it, they wouldn't believe him. He had an idea, but it would take years to prove it. Instead, he changed his mind and said, I'm guilty. يعني بيحكي إنه توماس ما كان عنده جواب، أو على الأقل ما عنده جواب إن الناس راح تفهمه. وحتى لو فهموه ما راح يصدقوه. Believe him. He had no idea, but it would take years to prove it. راح يأخذ سنوات حتى يثبت جوابه. Instead عوضا عن ذلك أو بدلا من ذلك, instead he changed his mind and said I'm guilty. يعني استسلم للموضوع، قال أنا بدي أقعد أشرح هسه وعلم وهيك، هذول الجماعة ما راح يفهموني أصلا. قال لهم أوكي زي ما بدكم I'm guilty. أوكي مؤمن. مؤمن.
يا teacher.
Okay, from now.
وين نبلش؟
Now.
Now the word called blame someone for what it had lost, but there was no point sending Thomas to person for years. It will not change anything inside their decision. Designed a punishment. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Special for him.
Good job. Stop. All right.
I'm so sorry.
Stop. Good job. Now the world could blame someone. Blame. يلقي اللوم. Now the world could blame someone for what it had lost, but there was no point sending Thomas to prison. سجن. Prison. ونلاحظ الأس صوتها الزد. Prison. For years. It wouldn't change anything. Instead, بدلا عن ذلك, they designed a punishment especially for him. Designed, صمموا. Punishment, عقاب. Especially, خصوصا أو بالأخص for him. بدل ما يحطوه بالسجن صمموا له عقاب خاص. Okay, Mu'min, continue.
Okay hocam. Teacher, one second.
Okay, they sent.
Okay. They sent Thomas to work at the extremely large telescope in Paranal in Chile. Nobody use the telescope now. No tourists come to this high mountains to see the edges of your galaxy. No scientists asked for money to study the empty sky. All that passed through the night sky was the lonely moon and a few plants. Looking up made people feel bad.
Good job.
Thomas.
Stop.
Okay.
Good job. They sent Thomas to work at the extremely large, small, medium, large telescope in Paranal in Chile. Nobody used that telescope now. No tourists. Siyah, tourists came to these high mountains to see the edges, D silent, to see the edges of our galaxy. No scientists, علماء, scientists, علماء, asked for money to study the empty sky. All that passed, مرق يعني, عدى, passed through the night sky was the lonely moon and a few planets. Looking up made people feel bad. Looking up made. الماضي من made. لو كانت بدون الإي تكون mad. غاضب. Made. ماضي made people made people feel bad. Okay, let's see. Let's read the last paragraph, then we can take a break. Zahra, can you read?
Yes, teacher. Thomas thought it was fair that they pushed him, and the job was almost the same as person because he was completely alone. After a few years, the world forget about him, or at least everyone decided to leave him alone. Every evening he watched the sun go down. The red ball was gone exactly 8 minutes and 20 seconds after it actually went behind the earth. Thomas was almost happy to know that the laws of physics remained the same. Light still traveled at the same speed as it had always traveled. He hoped it meant he hadn't changed the universe that much. We know there is a speed light travels at. They thought so. Perhaps the dark travels at the same speed.
Good job. Okay. Thomas thought ماضي think فكر. It was fair عدل, that they punished him, and the job was almost the same as prison because he was completely alone. Alone, wahid. After a few years, the world forgot about him, or at least everyone decided to leave him alone. Every evening he watched the sun go down. The red ball was gone exactly 8 minutes and 20 seconds after it actually went behind the earth. Thomas was almost happy to know that the laws of physics remained the same. بقيت على حالها. بقيت نفس الإشي. Light still traveled at the same speed as it has always traveled. He hoped it meant he hadn't changed the universe that much. We know there is a speed light travel at. He thought so perhaps the dark travels at the same speed. Okay, guys زي ما نلاحظ هنا قصة خيالية هاي طبعا، وإن شاء الله تكونوا وصلتوا لفكرة عن القصة عن شو بتحكي. أوكي، هلا راح نرجع ونستخدم طرق حتى تفهمنا القصة أكثر وأكثر ونقدر نحل الأسئلة. أوكي. Of course, there was no way to prove his idea, not yet. And alone in the mountains, Thomas had nobody to share his idea with anyways. Okay. Prove, يثبت. Idea, good idea, فكرة. Okay. Let's take 4:30. Okay, let's take a 10 minutes break, guys. Let's take a break. You can drink your coffee. I'm going to pause the recording right now. Enormous is very huge or big, very big. Enormous, ضخم جدا. Enormous telescope. He looked at the same place in the empty. El P almost silent. Empty. يعني silent تقدر تعتبريها. Empty sky every night, even though there was nothing to see. And each day as the sun went down, he thought of the song his parents sang to him as a child. Okay. كل يوم والشمس بتغرب بفكر كان بالأغنية اللي غنوها إله أهله إله. Okay. تقدري تغني الأغنية أو القصيدة وحاولي تعمليها بتون براءة لو سمحتي، بتون إنها أغنية أو زي قصيدة يعني.
Yes, sir. Start light, bright. Star bright. First star I see tonight. I wish I may. I wish I may. Have the wish I wish tonight.
Okay. Starlight, star bright. First star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might. Have the wish I wish tonight. Okay. Starlight, light though. Star bright, ساطع. First star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might. Have the wish I wish tonight. Okay. I'm sorry, but you have to keep going reading. Sarah can't read, unfortunately. So, Bara, read.
Yes, sir. 400 هذا رقم أستاذ؟
رقم 1000 ألف.
نعم. 1000 black nights, nearly 4.5 years. 3 was no change to the there was no change to the night sky, but that was okay. It didn't mean his idea was wrong. Thomas thought about the darkness he had carted. He imagined it like a wave that had passed the sun. Now maybe it was continuing out towards the edge.
الدي silent.
ايش نقول يعني؟
edge
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 of our galaxy and further to the stars. It would take 1,000
1,596
1,100 more nothings.
No, you're right here. 1,596 nights.
Yes.
Okay.
ايش اقول؟
Nights.
Nights to pace the nearest star. It would take 1,005 استاذ شلون هي بتنقرأ؟
1,596.
96. Yes.
Again لطفا 1,596.
نعم 1,596 more notice for that stars late to come back to Earth. If the wave was really, of course, if his ideas were correct, if he was wrong, that stars were really gone forever.
Good job. All right. For 1,596 black nights, nearly 4.5 years, there was no change to the night sky. But that was okay. It didn't mean his idea was wrong. Thomas thought about the darkness he had created. Darkness, ظلام. He had created, خلق أو أنشأ. He imagined it like a wave that had passed the sun. Imagined تخيل. Wave موجة that had passed the sun. Now maybe it was continuing out towards the edge of our galaxy and further أبعد فأبعد, further to the stars. It would take 1,596 nights to pass the nearest star. It would take 1,596 more nights for that star's light to come back to Earth. If the wave was real, of course, if his idea were correct, if he were wrong, the stars were really gone forever. All right. Let me continue reading the last paragraph because you read a lot. Sarah, please, next lecture, you need to be able to read because this course is about reading and participating. We're going to be doing a lot of reading and vocabularies and pronunciation. So I need you to be able to read next time. Okay, Sarah? And then one night, okay. Hello, Zahra. Can you read?
Yes, teacher. What? Okay. And then one night, 1596 nights later, almost 9 years after nights. Okay. Almost 9 years after that troubled day, Thomas looked up from his telescope. There was alphabet, central, twinkle. What the twinkling?
Twinkling.
Okay. Twinkling. Okay. Back at him from the night sky. The first star, he felt tears in his eyes, and he made a wish, and he imagined millions of other people were making their wishes too.
Good job. Okay. And then one night, 1596 nights later, almost 9 years after that terrible day, Thomas looked up from his telescope. There was Alpha Centauri twinkling back at him from the night sky. Alpha Centauri يعني بنشوف احنا بما انه كابيتال بدايته معناته اسم، فما نشغل بالنا كثير. Okay. Alpha Centauri twinkling back at him from the night sky, the first star. He felt tears in his eyes, دموع in his eyes, and he made a wish, and he imagined millions of other people were making their wishes. Wish, أمنية. Wishes, أمنيات. Okay, guys? Okay, good job. Everybody, good job. So this story, we're going to be working on this story. We're going to be using the vocabularies, okay, in different sentences. We're going to practice. So today, I want you to read this story again by yourself. Make sure you pronounce the words right. You can go back to the lecture and hear me saying the correct pronunciation. And tomorrow, I'm going to ask you to make new sentences using the same vocabulary. So, like towns, fields, blind. بدي اياكم تعملوا جمل جديدة باستخدام هاي المفردات، اوكي؟ هلا خليني عشان اعودكم على اللعبة تبعت البنجو نصير نستخدمها لحفظ المفردات. بدي اجهز المفردات، ثواني خليكم معي. Okay, guys. Now I'm gonna send a link on the chat. الرجاء الكل يفوت على اللينك. تقدروا تفتحوا هلا المايك. الكل يفوت على اللينك. دخلتوا على اللينك؟ براءة، سارة، زهرة.
تيتشر احنا ندخل على اللينك ده يروح الزوم يعني.
بيروح الزوم.
اي يعني بيروح الشاشة اللي
اوكي، مش
الأصلية للزوم.
بس بتضلك سامعيتني مش هيك؟
اي نعم اي نعم.
اوكي، هيك الفكرة. عادي تروح الشاشة عادي. انا هلا اوكي. براءة فتح عندك؟ سارة؟ اوكي. هلا راح ابلش. انا راح اقرا كلمات. اوكي، راح اقرا كلمات عشوائيه. طلع قدامكم الجدول اللي فيه كلمات ولا لسه؟ هلا انا راح اقرا
اي
كلمات
طلعت الكلمات.
ممتاز. كم كلمه فيه؟
مم.
16 المفروض، صح؟
اي نعم.
الجدول 4 ب4. اوكي.
4.
هلا مثلا انا راح الفظ كلمه. اوكي، وانتم عندكم كل حدا في عنده ترتيب غير. تمام. لما الفظ كلمه انت بتحط عندها تشيك، بتكبس عليها. تكبس عليها بحط عندها صح.
بدرس بنتي.
اوكي. لما الفظ الكلمه بتحط عندها صح. اوكي. لما يصير عندك سطر كامل كان بالعرض او بالطول، لما يكون عندك سطر كامل عليه صح 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 بالعرض او بالطول، ايش تحكي؟ تحكي بينجو. طلع 16. ممتاز. هلا ببلش اقراهم. لما تسمع الكلمه تحط عندها صح، تكبس عليها. اوكي. لما يكمل عندك سطر كامل من الصح كان بالطول او بالعرض، ايش بتحكي؟ بتفتح المايك وتحكي بينجو او بينجو. اوكي. let's start. tried. tried. discover. discover. complicated. complicated. instead. instead. breathe. breathe. perfectly. perfectly. fields. fields. counted. counted. shouting. shouting. ثواني بس. براءة معنا؟ براءة؟
يستر أنا فتحت الرابط بس بعد شوي اختفى الزوم.
بسيطة. هلا أنت فاتح اللعبة ولا لا؟ بينجو. أوكي. سارة حكت بينجو. فللأسف سارة مش راح تقدر تحكي. هلا اللي بيحكي بينجو بده يقرأ لي السطر كامل اللي ترتب معاه، يقرأه ويلفظه. أوكي. جود جاب سارة. سارة المحاضرة الجاي بتحاولي قد ما تقدري تفتح المايك. أوكي. سارة عندها بينجو سطر كامل. براءة عند أي كلمة وقفتي آخر إشي؟
أستاذ أنت مو بدك تحكي، ما حكيت شيء.
لا أوكي
لا
حكينا إحنا.
لأني أنا انفصل الزوم مع الأسف ورجعت
بسيطة
دخلت.
هلا قدام.
أستاذ أصلا إحنا ما نعرف نلعبها.
يعني إحنا بدنا نتعلمها عشان المحاضرات الجاية، أوكي؟ يعني اليوم خلينا نحكيها تجربة بس بدنا نتعود عليها عشان اللفظ.
ممكن. نعم ممكن تكرار أستاذ.
أكيد بنعيد التكرار، بس صار اللي يحط تشيك على الكلمة لا يرجع يحط تشيك، أوكي؟ يستنى. أول كلمة tried يعني كلمة discover complicated instead breathe perfectly fields counted shouting frightened. معقول بعده ولا حدا بينجو للآن؟ shouting accelerator confused laughing زهرة براءة. بينجو أخيرا الحمد لله. أوكي زهرة، اقرأي لنا الكلمات اللي طلعت عندك بالسطر.
Trade, accelerate, accelerator,
أها
find it perfectly.
أوكي good job. 4 السطر فيه 4، لكن اللفظ كالآتي tried وراي زهرة tried
Right.
accelerator
Accelerator.
yes
Okay.
frightened
Frightened.
وإيش الرابعة عندك كانت؟
Perfectly.
perfectly good job perfectly ممتاز. عارفة معانيهم زهرة؟
أول وحدة يعني حاول.
good job.
وثاني وحدة أعتقد مسرع.
مسارع.
مسارع. أفد. Yes. Frightened. I know.
frightened
يخاف.
خائف
خائف.
مرعب.
Yes. مرعب أو مرتعب أو.
اوكي
perfect
perfectly
يعني شلون بقول يعني فشي مضبوط أو فشي
بالضبط بشكل تام بشكل
كامل
كامل
بالضبط.
perfectly good job. okay laughing blind excited calm
بينجو.
بينجو. كمان بينجو. براءة ليش؟
زهراء.
اوكي بس براءة ليش خلصنا ال 16 كلمة؟ براءة تفتح المايك.
يس سير اشو. عفوا مو اشو. نعم
اوكي بس براءة طلع معك بينجو ولا لا؟
والله بصراحة هو كان على وشك يعني، بس ما بعرف أنا هاي اللعبة مو أول مرة.
أول مرة مش مشكلة. اوكي اما جود جاب. عندنا سارة عندها بينجو 4 كلمات، بعديها زهرة، واخر اشي براء. للاسف حظا اوفر براء، ان شاء الله المرة الجاية احسن. اوكي بدنا نعيد اللعبة اوكي حتى بس نتعود عليها. هاي بعثت لينك ثاني. رجاء تفوتوا على اللينك. طلع عندكم جداول مختلفة مش هيك؟ يعني نفس الكلمات لكن خربطة.
أستاذ يطلع لي نفس الجدول يعني.
حتى نفس الترتيب.
نعم هي نفس الترتيب.
اوكي طيب مش مشكلة، خلينا بس خلص مش مشكلة، بدنا نعيدها على نفس الترتيب. بس ثواني بدي ابعث لينك ثاني. اوكي ادخلوا على اللينك هذا.
أستاذ يطلع نفس الجدول.
نفس الجدول، بس هسه الترتيب راح يختلف، فممكن حدا يطلع معه بينجو قبل هذا الثاني. اوكي
تمام.
اوكي calm calm
بينجو.
confuse. بينجو كيف كلمة واحدة صرت حاكي؟
أستاذ ماني كانت مؤشرتها.
كيف؟
هي مؤشرة القديمة مؤشر وبس كلايم
اوكي اوكي
بقت.
اوكي اوكي
فبقت يعني هنا
اوكي 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 خلص. معناته لانه الويب سايت هذا فري ما راح يعمل ريجنريت، بدنا نختار كلمات ثانية.
يس.
اوكي
أوكي.
نفس الجدول طلع مع الاشارات. اوكي اوكي مفهوم، سوري معلش حكوا علي. آه بس يا ريت تكونوا فهمتوا الفكرة، هيك الكلمات بتترسخ اكثر. اوكي هلا خلينا بس نقراهم سوا. تمام نقراهم سوا ونحكي المعاني. tried حاول. shouting صرخ. counted عدى. laughing ضحك أو يضحك. accelerator مسرع أو مسارع. calm هادئ. breathe تنفس. complicated معقد. excited instead blind confused محتار أو مرتبك. سوري blind أعمى، وinstead بدلا من. frightened مرعوب. perfectly يعني بشكل كامل. fields حقول. discover okay guys, so basically هاي البينجو راح نعملها تقريبا كل محاضرة، بس المرات الجاي بتكون أسرع، يعني بتكون لعبة على السايد حتى نتعود على pronunciation. okay pronunciation. هلا اللي بدي إياه منكم القصة اللي بعطيكم إياها بتقرأوها بالبيت. كيف بتقرأوها بالبيت كمان مرة. القصة هاي ببعثها يوميا على الجروب، نفس الفولدر هذا مع الاندرلاين. اوكي وطلعوا معاني الكلمات اللي ما بتعرفوها. اوكي حتى المحاضرة اللي بعدها نحل أسئلة بناء على القصة، نحل أسئلة على القصة ونستخدم الجمل أو سوري، نستخدم الكلمات اللي طلعنا معانيها اللي عليها خط، نستخدمها في جمل أخرى. أوكي؟ يعني بنحل أسئلة وبنعمل جمل جديدة ونبلش بالخطوة اللي بعدها. أوكي جايز؟
اوكي تيشر.
أوكي، وإن شاء الله بكرة تمشي الأمور أسلس. اليوم كان في مشكلة
تيشر
وسارة
بس
بتكون معنا.
لو سمحت ممكن أخرج من درسي، عندي درس ثاني أساسيات تغذية فلازم.
أوكي معلش زهرة، أي ساعة درسك؟
أستاذ يعني كلش يعني يعني ما أعرف الوقت شلون رتبوه، الساعة 5 يعني هسه فايتين هم.
خلص توكلي على الله
وندخل.
زهرة، أنا أصلا
تمام
بدي أنهي عشان السبب هذا، المفروض خلصنا على 5.
تمام أستاذ،
توكل على
شكرا جزيلا حضرتك.
العفو، ربي معك. أوكي براءة سارة، بتقرأوا القصة مرة أخرى، هلا بتوصلكم على الجروب. تمام، تقرأوا القصة مرة ثانية، بتطلعوا معاني الكلمات وبتتدربوا على اللفظ بتجيبوه من الفيديو، أو في تطبيق كمان ببعث لكم إياه بيساعدكم على، بتحطوا فيه النص وبيساعدكم على اللفظ. أوكي، اسمه لينك كيو. ببعث لكم التطبيق أو الموقع بيساعدكم على اللفظ. بدي كل الكلمات اللي فيها مشكلة بكرة ما يكون فيها مشكلة. أوكي، بكرة راح نتحاور بالقصة، نحاول نحط عناوين فرعية لكل فقرة، نحل أسئلة على القصة، وما بعد ذلك نستخدم الكلمات الصعبة شوي أو الجديدة نستخدمها في جمل جديدة. أوكي، وهاي أفضل طريقة للتدرب على الريدنج